story appears ordinary until you see the core side of it.
And what you're looking for is the story behind the news.
We bring it to you from Lagos, the commercial capital of Nigeria.
Giving you all sides and political stories round the clock.
Every detail from the start line to the final whistle.
CoreTV News, expanding your view.
Hello and welcome to CoreTV News this hour. I am Nifemi Oguntoye. Nigeria's health authorities have suspended residency training program at all federal hospitals. This, they say, is pending the conclusion of ongoing appraisal of the challenges in the health sector. A spokesman for the Health Ministry, Isiaka Yusuf, made this explanation in a statement issued few hours. A circular was sent to all federal health institutions. The ministry, however, hinted that the decision was tied to the ongoing doctor strike. It says, in spite of paying the July salaries and allowances of striking doctors, they have shown all appeals to return to work. The health ministry maintained that the government has implemented 90% of the doctors' demand, but is surprised that the NMA was reneged on its promise to call off the strike. It also said all efforts to contain Ebola virus are being hampered by the ongoing strike. Another nurse who attended to the late Liberian American Patrick Sawyer in Lagos has died from Ebola. She's the fourth Nigerian and the second nurse to die after making primary contact with Sawyer on arrival in Lagos. The federal government has confirmed the fourth mortality in Nigeria, but declined to identify her. It also noted that the number of confirmed cases in Lagos is 10, not 11, as earlier announced. Meanwhile, the number of Nigerians placed under observation in Enugu over possible Ebola virus infection is down to 6. This was after 15 out of the 21 people in quarantine were cleared. Health Minister Oyebuchi Chukwu disclosed this to newsmen. Here's the report.
Until a few days ago, the Ebola virus was restricted to Lagos. But after one of the nurses that treated the index case traveled to Enugu, government officials informed Nigerians that 21 people were in quarantine. Now, the health minister has come out to clarify the situation in Lagos and Enugu.
This morning, 169 persons are under surveillance in Lagos. The number is going down now because all the 169 now are secondary contacts. We have completed the 21 days maximum incubation period to observe primary contacts. So we have allowed those primary contacts who have not shown any sign of disease to be. And so all the 169 contacts presently in Lagos, as at this morning under contact, are all secondary contacts. In addition, we have 6 contacts in Enugu. As of yesterday, we were following on 21 of them. But after the very stringent and rigorous interview, we found out that 15 do not qualify as contacts.
He also revealed that the nurses may not have infected anybody aside from her husband.
You can only infect people when you have symptoms. So the fact that she went by public transport posed no danger to anybody. And she has spent days before she had the first symptom in Enugu. So she didn't infect anybody on her way to Enugu. I want to make that clear. When you don't have symptoms, you don't infect anybody. But on her return journey to Lagos, both of them traveled in special ambulances. So they did not have the opportunity also to contaminate anybody from Lagos to Enugu.
The health minister also gave Nigerians some hope by saying that only secondary contacts are under surveillance. But in spite of that, the government is not taking chances. It insists that there is still work to be done to ensure that Ebola virus doesn't take root in Nigeria.
Dangote Foundation has donated 150 million naira to stop the spread of the Ebola virus in Nigeria. The managing director of the foundation, Dr. Adiambo Daga, says the fund is meant for the establishment of an emergency center in Lagos.
After bilateral discussions with the Honorable Minister and his team, Dangote Foundation has funded the establishment of the Ebola Emergency Operations Center in Lagos. That is being done through a grant from the foundation of just a little over 150 million naira. The strategy that our chairman is deploying is a strategy to respond and to commend government for the effort and to show that all Nigerians are concerned. We're continuing to talk to the ministry about what additional support can be offered. And we also have been approached by several parties who are interested in partnering with government, and we will continue that discussion.
Liberia calling for hospitals to reopen as they struggle to deal with an Ebola epidemic. Many health workers have been struck down by the disease that some hospitals have been forced to close, affecting not only those suffering from Ebola, but others needing treatment for other ailments.
The government already prioritized the hospital because we can keep the hospital closed. Not every disease that comes to the hospital or patients that come to the hospital have to come down with the disease of Ebola. There are other related diseases that are non-Ebola, and these people should be privileged that cardinal right to be treated as a citizen. So we shouldn't keep the hospital closed because of this. So we need the central government to give all necessary support, especially to the hospitals, so that we can keep the doors open. Because we must provide safety for our staff, for ourselves, and those who are providing care for.
I just want to say this to our president, Madam Ellen Johnson Sirleaf. Please try to open our hospital so our people can start dying from the Ebola, because I don't think this is Ebola. But our people are dying because the hospital is remain closed down. Anybody gets sick, even from malaria, you die, and they say that's Ebola. So I'm asking my engineer to please open our hospital.
When we get sick, you know, we're doing the self-treatment because the closure of those government hospitals around, so we can go to the various pharmacies around or clinics to get medication, self-medications.
Northern delegates at the National Conference say they have achieved the aim of protecting the interest of Northern Nigeria. The delegates had few days ago raised allegations over plans to elongate President Goodluck Jonathan's tenure. But speaking at a press conference after the final report was adopted, they maintained that they succeeded in getting the conference to drop draft constitution from the final report.
All we wanted was remove the title draft constitution, submit it and keep to what we did, which was propose amendments.
By the grace of Allah and the consultation and through the wisdom of our leaders here, there were always ways out for us. So we thank the conference management, the team, for listening to us. At least at the end of the day, today is a very successful end. For the North, we cannot compromise the unity of the North. I'm very happy that at least for this conference we have seen that we can work together. We have no way out but to work very closely to ensure that the interest of the North is always protected.
The All Progressives Congress has accused the Department of State Services of partisanship and unprofessional conduct over its actions and comments on the recent election in Osun State. The party's National Publicity Secretary, Lai Mohammed, said the DSS spokesperson, Marilyn Oga, should be properly trained and given the necessary exposure so she can speak with knowledge and facts instead of making baseless and incautious statements. APC said by spearheading the mass arrest of its leaders and members in Osun before and during the governorship election in the state and by preventing the rally planned by the NLC in support of Governor Arregbesola from holding, the DSS has decided to pitch its stance with the PDP instead of staying neutral. It described as a tissue of lies the allegation of Oga that the party tried to bribe the DSS with 14 million naira before the Osun election. Wondering why the DSS did not arrest the official who offered the alleged bribe, APC said it's important to educate the likes of Oga and indeed the entire DSS that election is not war, but a celebration of democracy. Hence, DSS agents should drop their hoods and hide away their menacing guns when next they are posted to police an election anywhere in the country. Nigeria Union of Pensioners had handed a formal ultimatum to the federal government over their unpaid pension benefits in arrears. National President of the union, Abel Afolayo, told CoreTV News the pensioners are also extending the ultimatum to state governments with arrears of unpaid pension. He maintained that pensioners would boycott the 2015 elections if the arrears are not paid before the end of the year.
We are with Mr. President. We support his transformation agenda and we are wishing him well. But in return, we are saying all the state governors and Mr. President should pay all our entitlements, arrears of pension, gratuity, harmonization, death benefits to relatives of deceased pensioners between now and the end of the year if they want to actually deserve our vote.
Students of the Olabisi Onabanjo University Goiwoye in Ogun State took to the streets of Abeokuta to demand an immediate implementation of the reduction of the school fees announced by the state government on Tuesday. Tolu Ajawumi, who was in Abeokuta, brought in this report presented from our studios.
The Ogun State government had on Tuesday announced 65% reduction in the tuition paid by students of tertiary institutions in the state. The student led by the union president, Segun Ifade, are already reading political meaning to the development as they demand immediate implementation.
We've been expecting a reduction in our tuition fee since 2011 that the governor have promised more than 50% reduction. But unfortunately, now that we've started the issue, the governor was not listening to us. But when the meeting started, we found out that what they are more interested in doing is political reduction. Instead of proper reduction, that there will be relationship between the economic reality of Nigerians and our tuition fee. For now, the least amount that we are paying is 134,000, and the highest is 305,000 naira. And if you look at that, you find out that there is no correlation between the amount we are paying and the economic reality of Nigeria.
The student later met the commissioner in charge of Ogun State Police Command, Nkemefuna Okoye, who had this warning and admonition for them.
I'm begging all of you, in the name of God, let there be peace. There is nothing you gain out of crisis. There must be peace. I'm seeing people here as my children. I'm seeing people here as my colleagues because I was like you before. Please, you know my style. You know my style. I've been preaching peace and these people we are here. You have seen my men here. They are not here against you. They are here to ensure that there is peace. Because it is in peace that you have progress. When there is peace, I have development. Listen, please allow us to do the job. Allow us to do the job. You cannot get anything out of this. That's what you are doing now.
The admonition notwithstanding, the student threatened to vote out Ibikunle Amosun-led government if their voice is not heard to.
Ogun State students speaking tough in that report. I'll be back with stories outside Nigeria. That's after this break. Don't go away.
You can now watch CoreTV News live from anywhere in the world on our website www.coretvnews.com. Click on Live TV on our website and watch us live.
And welcome to CoreTV Primetime News.
To follow us on Twitter, click on Twitter icon on our website. On Facebook, click on the Facebook and YouTube to see all our previous news production. You can also watch us live on YouTube. Click CoreTV, leave a space, then News. CoreTV News, a 24-hour news station.
All new on Bodyworks.
Welcome to Bodyworks, the fitness, wellness, and lifestyle show.
It's often difficult to believe.
Infertility is a condition that can actually be cured.
When you say cured, I actually find that very difficult to believe. I'm sorry.
Being an autistic child doesn't necessarily reduce your lifespan.
Let's kind of start with gonorrhea.
They call it gono.
Gono.
There's something we call plaque and calculus. Plaque is a soft teleneous material that adheres to the surface of the teeth.
And it could be life-threatening.
Most children who have enuresis, as a bedwetting, about 8 out of 10, I can tell you, will have the disease. It's called juvenile diabetes.
There are a lot of diet pills out there.
There's no weight loss pill in a bottle. Okay. Point blank.
Are you saying that it's okay to bleach?
It depends on how you do it.
And then,
when the fibroid does not disturb the woman, we don't disturb the fibroid.
Well, that's been our show.
showing every Saturday at 7:30 p.m. Bodyworks. Live right, be fit, and live well.